Welcome to Rediscover the Verde Valley. I'm Christian Oliva Del Rio, CEO for the Cottonwood Chamber of Commerce. And with me today is Melanie Miles. She's the Events and Outreach Coordinator for Friends of the Verde River. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me. This is so much fun.
So you've got an interesting little bit of a history here.
You could say it's dynamic. Yeah, I moved here sight unseen from Pennsylvania. Lived there my whole life, in between there and West Virginia, where I went to school.
Right.
I've always had a bit of a background in planning, or event planning, so to say, in many different industries. So it kind of came natural when I got into the nonprofit world that I would be more of in the program services or event planning roles.
Right, because your degree, your background's in journalism and marketing, right?
That's right,
so, yeah. So interesting. What prevented you from going into journalism?
Well, take a look at America.
It's a non-political show.
Yeah. A number of things. I mean, I love to write. I'm a lifelong writer.
Right.
But just going into different industries, I took journalism so I would have more options when I got out of school, and to be able to go and explore those options. I have a lot of different interests. I wasn't set on one thing, so I'm happy with that choice because it really got me into this broad scheme of
writing and communications.
Absolutely.
Wow, imagine how many doors that opens, right?
Absolutely.
So, but you've only been here since July.
Since July, yeah.
So right in the middle of a pandemic and pretty much at the peak of our numbers.
Yes.
How'd you do it?
Looking back, it kind of looks like a dream, but it was a lot. It happened really quick.
Yeah.
I had lost my last job because of COVID, and it rocked me a little bit, and I just looked outward and thought, you know, how can I take my skills and my passion and put it somewhere that's really needed and somewhere that I can feel good about?
Right.
And my boss, Keegan Moorcroft, and I connected virtually, and we just clicked, and it worked out to make the move out here.
That's cool, because I was going to ask you, how did you find out about Friends?
Honestly, I put my resume out there on a few websites, and I'm assuming that it got in their hands somehow, but we reached out to each other, and it was
fate.
Great. Yeah, and, you know, I really couldn't be happier. It's just a great group of people, and my team is amazing. We all boost each other every day, and it's just a good feeling. You know, I'm excited to go to work.
So you're originally from Pennsylvania.
Yeah, Lancaster, Pennsylvania.
What kind of differences do you see between Pennsylvania and Arizona?
You know, equally as beautiful, I'll say that. Just so different. You know, I grew up in Amish country, to put it simply.
Wow, yeah.
So my neighbors are Amish.
Right.
It's gorgeous, gorgeous farmland. Very kind people, beautiful rivers, but something we don't worry about there is a river drying up. You know, it rains so much, it snows so much, it's wet in the air. You know, it's not going anywhere. But here, it's just a different outlook. You know, we have to think of those things. We have to be considerate of the water we take in, where we put our trash, everything. So that difference in itself is very big, but I love the community here. I mean, I fell in love right when I got here. Just the people were so kind, everyone was welcoming. You can tell people really care, which is
It's true, you know,
amazing.
So I've been here 26 years, and I moved here from the San Francisco Bay Area, so you talk about some culture shock too.
Sure.
Big city to very rural Arizona, you know. But that was the thing that I noticed, you know. It was actually, so my very first week here, we were staying with our in-laws, and as I was driving into town, you know, get grocery or whatever, and the neighbors would be outside and waving to you.
So nice.
And I'm like, oh my God, if I did that down the street where I lived. Growing up close to Philly,
it's a little, it's not like that.
Right?
But coming out here, you have some very warm, friendly conversations.
Yeah, we have a lot of culture, I think, that's moved in from other areas, but we've always seemed to manage that small hometown feel.
Absolutely.
And people are great here. I loved it. So I wouldn't go anywhere else. So your background, does that, have you always kind of been an outdoorsy kind of person? Conservation and stuff?
I grew up barefoot, basically.
Yeah, great,
No, I grew up near the Susquehanna River, actually.
Oh, wow.
It's a very big
so you're
river.
River rat.
Oh yeah, through and through.
Great.
It was just part of life growing up. You know, you were one with the water. You learned to swim at a young age. We kayaked. We did ecology all through school, learning about different species. So, you know, it's just always been this underlying passion in my life, not even something that I ever thought I would be able to work within, but just something I always loved and appreciated and lived by. So being able to be in a position where my work every day goes into making this beautiful natural resource healthy is amazing.
So I always imagine that everybody that works for Friends is always out on the river playing and frolicking and having a great time and splashing and just, you know, enjoying the beauty of our river.
I'd like to think that too. And we are, you know,
yeah, for the most part.
We are, especially on our off days.
Right.
But a lot of our work does take place, you know, in our offices, now at our homes. However, our habitat department is out there in the fields walking like 6 to 10 miles a day.
That's amazing.
Clearing invasive species, just really putting the hands in, boots on the ground effort for us.
So why don't you touch a little bit on Friends and community stewardship?
Sure.
What brings...
Well, that's my team. You know, we do events and fundraising. We have a small grants program. Really just trying to get information out there to our community. And be kind of that liaison between our habitat department and our flows department, and let people know what they can do to kind of better the river and give those opportunities to better the river. For instance, we just had a bio blitz where we asked everyone to go clean up trash, and it turned out really well because, you know, people were happy to have the opportunity and get a physical map to tell them we need help in these locations. But, you know, this is our 10th year as a nonprofit, which is pretty exciting.
Pretty amazing.
Yeah, we've been around for a number of years. It was volunteer run before that, but 10 years now. So we're kind of internally celebrating and just trying to put some little milestones to things as we move forward.
So the thing I learned about Friends and what I thought was unique about the organization was, and part of the challenge for the community really was that we had all these different river groups, you know, and there was a ton of them, more than 10, I assume. And Friends kind of seemed to be the one that was able to almost herd the cats, you know, and bring them kind of under one umbrella, because you were talking about, you know, you've got different departments that focus on different things. And I think each of those groups kind of focused on those different things. So somehow Friends was able to pull that together. So how many different types of teams do you guys have?
We have 3.
You do?
Yes, they are, there's only about 10 of us, you know. So
Mighty
we have
work, though.
we do a lot of work, but we all love the work we do, so it works out. But we have our flows department, we have our habitat department, and then we have our community stewardship department, which is my department.
Okay, so flows, can you kind of give me a little bit on what they do? And
yeah, just a lot of work specifically with the water. You know, working with many different bigger national organizations and implementing projects such as River Friendly Living. So River Friendly Living is a new project that we're setting off, and you can definitely learn more about it on our website, but just to give you a little touch base on it, it is basically a way that we can help new developments offset water. And you know, we can't stop we can't stop building, we can't stop development, but we can help the process and help the river flow and benefit the river as we do it. So, you know, our flows department really manages that, and it's only one person.
Wow.
So it's
That's
big,
amazing.
And he does a lot of work. It's amazing, amazing worker.
Okay, Melanie, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll talk a little bit more about some of the other things that you guys work on, okay? Great, thank you.
This is Bruce Morrow, Transportation Manager for Cottonwood Area Transit. Remember, we cover the entire Verde Valley and Sedona. Cottonwood Area Transit has you covered wherever you want to ride in the Verde Valley, all day, every day. Take Cottonwood Area Transit through Clarkdale, Verde Village, and from 26 locations in Cottonwood. With Verde Links, it's a quick and easy trip to Sedona every day. Don't forget our connectors to Camp Verde. Visit cottonwoodaz.gov for Cottonwood Area Transit and take a seat. Let's go ride!
There are people who struggle with addiction and homelessness. Sometimes it may feel like there is nothing we can do to help.
But there is. You can make a tax-deductible donation and help those in need transition away from homelessness.
When you give someone a handout, you could actually be supporting an addiction.
A better life starts with better health, especially for those living in the streets.
Support solutions, not addictions. You can make a difference. Visit cottonwoodcares.org.
Welcome back to Rediscover the Verde Valley. I'm Christian Oliva Del Rio with the Cottonwood Chamber of Commerce, and with me again is Melanie Miles with the Friends of the Verde River. And right before break, we were talking about some of the different groups that you have that do the wonderful work of Friends. And we were talking about the hydrologist, or the flow
Our flows department,
right?
yes.
So are they a hydrologist? That's the next question, right?
Oh man, no.
Yeah, that's kind
of. There's a lot of titles within.
Right. So tell us about the other two segments of the
Sure.
organization.
So our habitats department, I've kind of touched base on a little bit, but they are our field crew, basically. And managed by Friends, but we have field workers that go out and walk about 10 miles a day, removing invasive species all along the river on public and private land. So we work with a lot of private landowners to get access to their land and remove these species so that other species can continue to grow.
Right.
So that's a big part of what they do, among many other things. But it really keeps
pretty huge task, though, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, when the first settlers came in here, we had quite a bit of invasive species that were taking over, right?
Absolutely.
They were hoping it was going to take care of the erosion of the sides, and that's been a really big challenge. I've seen a lot of cleanup on the river.
It has, and they do really great work. And like I said, all hours of the day, walking miles and miles just to keep the river flowing and keep those species happy that are, you know.
Well, we sure do appreciate it, because I love going to the river. My wife and I have a canoe, and you know, so we appreciate all the work you're doing out there. And then there's the big part, which is what you're a little bit more focused on, right?
Of course,
which is the outreach and events.
We are kind of the ones that are trying to bring that information from the flows and the habitat department out into the community and let people know, you know, what work we're doing. We've got a lot of different outlets for this. Listening to the Verde has been a really cool project that we have been working on.
Tell us a little bit more.
Of course, we interview people just around the Verde Valley that either work within the Verde River watershed system or around it, have something to do with it, or small businesses in town that are becoming river-friendly partners or Verde conservation partners. And they've all been very helpful, but it's been great to get their insight on things and what the Verde means to them. Because you get a lot of different answers when you ask that question. You know, it can be a spiritual meaning, it can be a lifeline, it can be an outlet for, you know, recreation. But when it comes down to it, it is a natural resource that we really do need in the state. So it's really our job to get that info out there to people. And listening to the Verde has been a great way to do that. We do in-house videos, and we actually record videos here as well.
So how do they get access to the listening to the Verde?
So listening to the Verde is if you go to verderiver.org/listening. It is exclusive content, so you just need to give us your email. And then you have access to all of our videos. So they're made in-house. Like I said, we have some shorter ones just highlighting some really awesome people in the valley. And then we have some more professional people that are talking about the work they're doing along the river.
That's amazing. Awesome stuff. So I would assume, Friends is a nonprofit, a 501c3 organization. So, you know, I'm a C6, and I know that funding is a struggle. So, you know, how else do you guys go about, raising the money and raising the awareness?
Honestly, this community is amazing because of the support that they give to us. We have a lot of river heroes, which is what we call our donors. People that understand our mission and want to keep the river beautiful and healthy like we do. As well as that, we have events, a lot of events that I've been working to make virtual and or hybrid.
Bit of a challenge right in the middle of it.
It's a very interesting world right now to be an event planner, but it's you know, learning a lot of new skills, a lot of different ways to reach people, which has been great. But that's really a lot of what we do. And then a number of fundraisers such as raffles, getting peer-to-peer fundraising in. We had a 30K match campaign that just took place in December, which we got, which was great.
Nice.
So just a number of different things, a lot of creativity involved, a lot of brainstorming. My team and I just, you know, we meet every day, and it is just this outflow of ideas of how we can, you know, raise money for our mission, but also keep people informed, engaged, and have a good time.
Sure is a challenge, but you're doing a pretty dang good job.
We're trying, thank you. Yeah, we are trying.
I know you just had a pretty big, successful event, right?
We did,
so
we did.
Tell us a little bit about that.
It was our first, well, I wouldn't say our first fully virtual event, but it was fully virtual. It was our Wild and Scenic Film Festival. This is the third one that Friends has done. And it was really fun. You know, Wild and Scenic is its own company in itself, so we teamed up with them. They provide us with the films. We got to pick the films.
Yeah.
And we selected films that really touch base on our mission, but were happening all over the world.
Sure.
So it was really a good opportunity for people to see that this work that we're doing here does take place other places.
Sure.
And these threats
and it's just as important.
Yes, and these threats are very normalized, but we still need to really focus on our community and how we can really help.
Right.
So it was successful. It was fully virtual. Everyone watched it from the comfort of their own home.
Yeah. So
we had a little chat box, so it was weird, but it was fun, and we've gotten some really good reviews
good
about
engagement and whatnot.
Totally.
Right. So you know, it's very interesting that because we just had our board retreat last week, and we were going to meet in person with social distance. We had a huge conference room, but you know, last minute the snowstorm came in and screwed everything up.
Mother
we
Nature.
ended up doing it virtually, you know, and to be quite honest with you, I was a little worried at first, but I was so pleased by the end of it. Everybody was engaged. They felt comfortable. There was, you know, you're in the comfort of your own home, but you know, there's really a lot you can do.
Totally.
So I'm gonna like lean on you and try to get some pointers, because the chamber needs to do some maybe a virtual mixer. Maybe we can host it with friends first.
Would love that. We'd love that. Yeah, anytime.
All right. You and I are gonna schedule it for sure.
I love that. No, I love that. It's been a different world, but it's you know, we get to reach people from places we didn't before. You know, we connect with people from Canada and the East Coast and the South, and before, not that we didn't connect with them or reach them, but now we have a way of giving them something to engage with us. And it's been really great feedback. I think our reach has gotten a lot stronger, and it's all good things, you know. But I do wish for those, you know, in-person events where I can physically be setting up the event versus on a software program. But we'll get there.
Well, great, Melanie. We're going to take another break, and then when we come back, we'll talk some more about some of the other wonderful events you guys got.
Great.
Okay.
This is Bruce Morrow, Transportation Manager for Cottonwood Area Transit. Remember, we cover the entire Verde Valley and Sedona. Cottonwood Area Transit has you covered wherever you want to ride in the Verde Valley, all day, every day. Take Cottonwood Area Transit through Clarkdale, Verde Village, and from 26 locations in Cottonwood. With Verde Links, it's a quick and easy trip to Sedona every day. Don't forget our connectors to Camp Verde. Visit cottonwoodaz.gov for Cottonwood Area Transit and take a seat. Let's go ride.
There are people who struggle with addiction and homelessness. Sometimes it may feel like there is nothing we can do to help.
But there is. You can make a tax-deductible donation and help those in need transition away from homelessness.
When you give someone a handout, you could actually be supporting an addiction.
A better life starts with better health, especially for those living in the streets.
Support solutions, not addictions. You can make a difference. Visit cottonwoodcares.org.
Welcome back to Rediscover the Verde Valley. I'm Christian Oliva Del Rio with the Cottonwood Chamber of Commerce. Again, with me is Melanie Miles with Friends from the Verde River, and I'm so excited because we're going to have a chamber mixer very soon, and Melanie's going to help me. I'm so excited. So, you know, virtual is just the new thing, right?
Yeah.
And we're all having to make these adjustments, right?
Totally.
So what's your preferred platform? Is it Zoom or is it?
Oh, it depends on the day.
Yeah.
No, it depends on a lot of factors. Factors I never considered when I go through all these platforms to see what they offer.
Curve.
Oh my, it's been different, but you know, it's the way we're going, sadly. And you know, even when things go back to normal, it might be something that stays. So it's really cool to learn this.
Definitely think it will, and I wish I would have bought stock in Zoom like early on, right? Because It seems to be, I mean, just in my own experiences, what I've been using is, it seems to be the more stable and a little bit easier, user-friendly.
It does work
so,
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those meetings I'm not so crazy about.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the whole idea, once you get past the idea, the platform doesn't much matter.
Right. Anyways, we kind of got off into the weeds there. So you got a couple other really cool events. So Verde River Runoff. So
yeah. So the runoff, traditionally this has been a very fun event. You know, people are actually physically on the river, making it a race. It's awesome day out in the sunshine. Obviously, we can't have that with you know, the big crowd that it usually draws. So in September, we held this as a virtual event, which it was interesting to plan because that would have been the first virtual event other than VVBNF back in the spring.
Right.
My first virtual event, let's put it that way. And it was interesting. We met a lot of people from all across the country because we really encourage people to just get out and paddle on any body of water they want.
Right.
In honor of friends.
They can log in, right, as they're...
Right. Yeah, we got a lot of awesome pictures. We reached people from like Northern California, Delaware, Pennsylvania, Canada. It was really cool to see people from so far giving us support and thanking us for being like, thank you for giving me this reminder to get out and appreciate the water around me. So it was really... It was a success on that end. So we're going to kind of mimic that for this spring and do the same thing. Just really encourage people to get out on the water, whether it's the Verde or their favorite. Share. Yeah, just tell us what you saw. Tell us what the birds you saw, the animals, how you felt that day. What did you think about when you were on the river? Tell us all of it. We want to hear it.
We want good news. We want outdoors.
Absolutely.
We want sunshine and smiles.
Absolutely. I know.
We need it.
It's so easy to say that. I know. But you know, the world's crazy right now, but it really, if we don't protect the earth, this isn't going to matter. None of this matters.
Right.
So it's a good reminder, and that's what I really want. Is
I'm so amazed that people from all over the country and really the world too, right, just participated. And so our own little Verde Valley here, exactly. It's amazing.
It was really rewarding to see. Yeah.
And so the next big event is the Verde Valley Birding and Nature Festival, and I was just sharing with you that used to be a chamber event for close to 10 years, and we always joked that, you know, the bird finally, you know, sprouted its wings and flew out and is doing amazing things with that event.
This event is a very big event for us.
20 years.
20 years. That's a long time, and just filled with amazing volunteers who have stuck with it this whole time and really love this event. It's been tough this year because we've made it hybrid. So even though we have a lot of great experiences, we are kind of lacking our volunteer love, and that's been tough. But in order to keep the festival going, we made it hybrid. So we have virtual experiences, which used to be in-person workshops. They'll now be held as webinars. So again, anyone anywhere in the country can tune in.
I can sit in my recliner and
lay in bed and watch it. It's whatever you want to do, and it'll be available for 24 hours, or excuse me, a week after. So even if you can't make the festival, you can watch them for a week after.
That's an amazing event because we get people from all over the world too.
And some different presenters too. You know, just we have this huge reach now. But in addition to that, we're still going to have in-person tours. They're going to be very, very small. Drive yourself, socially distance. We're checking all the boxes. But we still wanted to give people the opportunity to get out physically in the Verde Valley.
And again, it ties into get out, enjoy nature. See, and so here's something that a lot of people may not know, right, is that our habitat here, Verde River Habitat, is one of the largest birding habitats, right?
It is clutch for birding. Amazing.
It's amazing.
You just, I mean, anywhere you go, you can see birds. It's really awesome.
I've been down several times and seen bald eagles in the trees there, so it's amazing. I love our Verde Valley.
Yeah, we're going to do tours at Alcantara Vineyards. They say that they see amazing eagles there. Sedona Wetlands. We're going to reach out to Prescott also, down to Phoenix. So really all over the state, but most are going to be centralized in the Verde Valley.
That's excellent, So, a family nature festival bio blitz, right?
Yeah.
That is intriguing. Tell me about it.
So this festival has been always within the Verde Valley Birding and Nature Festival. It was a free day for children and their families to come, and we would have children activities and ways that they could, learn about the species and birds and different things within the Verde Valley. However, because we are, not able to really get people together this year, we're going to host a bio blitz instead. So this actually really benefits our habitat department also. And we're going to make it child friendly, basically, and get the resources out there to different elementary schools, libraries, any family that wants to involve, any adult too, but it is going to be centered around children. Because at a young age, if you learn the species around you, you're going to care more about them as you grow up. And that's our goal.
6 grandkids here in town, so.
I'll make sure to send you all the information.
Thank you.
And we're partnering with the Science Vortex too, so it's a
awesome
really
organization.
cool, it's going to be a really cool, it's 2 weeks. It starts the same day as the Nature Festival, but it goes until May.
Wonderful.
So at any point in time, if you can get out on the river, we'll give you a map, we'll give you a packet of all the species we're looking for, all the info you need.
So smart to get them engaged at that age and keep them going.
Absolutely. That's the real goal. You know, I mean, of course we want to educate the whole community, but if we start with a young age, like I said, they grow up knowing these things. They know how valuable the river is. They know how to protect the species.
Our kids are little sponges, so they soak all that good information up. That's wonderful.
And that's what we want to do. We want to put the good info out there so that they can take it through life with them.
So another big event that the Chamber does in September, is the end of September, is the Verde River Days. And we're in our 27th or 28th year. It's been for quite some time. So again, that's another huge event that Friends is engaged in. So I'm almost wondering if we can kind of do a blitz like that, because we have a kids section down there. And I think it would be wonderful to try and engage those 2 events.
It's really, really beneficial for our habitat department to know where these species are along the river. You know, taking those 10 miles and maybe breaking it down to 8 miles, because they know where they're going then. It's very, very helpful. And it physically gets kids out there. And the way we do it is we use an application called iNaturalist. And if you can, anyone can download it. It's a free app. It's amazing. You should use it regardless. But any living thing, plant, bug, tree, animal you see, you take a picture, it gets tracked, it's identified, it goes to us.
Nice.
So
that's very cool. What's the app again?
It's called iNaturalist.
iNaturalist. So and everybody out there, download it and let's do our homework and help
out. And we'll have all this information on our website, verderiver.org.
Yeah, and then you have social media, right? So you have Facebook and Instagram too.
Yep, Friends of the Verde River. We're also on Twitter and Instagram. Just putting out a lot of info about our events, our new programs coming out, so make sure to follow us.
I love it. I get to see a lot of videos of my buddy Isaac out there paddling on the river, you know. And
he is my inspiration.
He's a great guy.
He gets out there all the time. He's actually paddling the whole Verde in different sections as we speak. It's a really cool project he's doing.
So it's amazing, you know. I mean, I've known of Friends for quite some time, probably the 10 years. Actually, I've been with the Chamber for 13 years this year, so I've known Friends since its inception. And it's a suiting name. You all are friends and our friends, you know. The work you guys do is just amazing out there.
Thank you.
And everybody, if you can support Friends of the Verde River, please do. And, you know, consider sponsoring or donating or getting involved.
Anyway, there's many ways to get involved, of course. Yes, like you said, sponsorships, donations. But just taking part in our events, all of these things.
And just have fun, right?
Have fun.
I know.
Yeah, and like you said, we are friends. We're here to talk. We're here to teach. So
exactly. And if you can't make it out, do it virtually.
Of course.
Right? So Friends of the Verde, is it verderiver.org?
Verderiver.org.
/events if you want to participate.
Events, yep.
And Melanie, it's been great talking to you. I'm so excited, and I'm sure this is the first. It won't be the last of us working together. So, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Have a wonderful week.
Yes, you too. Thanks.
Thank you.